Well, hey, I wasn't going to do a video this soon, but I feel like this is a worthwhile accomplishment to do a little quick post on. So I've been working on this nose for almost 2 months now, and pretty much got it all done now. So I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. What we're looking at here is that lower grill that was all custom made, of course. We talked about that before in a previous video. The marker lights, or the turn signal lights and driving lights, they're a combo light. They'll turn into a blinker when you turn on the blinkers in amber color, but yet the driving light can be on at the same time. And it also has the halo rings on both the upper and lowers that can be controlled independently when I wire them in. But those marker lights, or driving lights, they were moved out 5 inches outward to make room for a grill. And I duplicated the upper grill into the lower section here, as you can see. So I ended up using button head stainless Allens to fasten it in there. I wanted to do countersunk Allens, but the metal's not thick enough to achieve that. And I needed like a 10-32 bolt to hold it. So that turned out really good. The valance and spoiler all fit really good. You may notice I got rid of the seam. I welded that up and then cleaned it up, primered it up. So that's all done and jazzed up. These driving lights, they're a little bit of a project to get installed because they're actually for a motorcycle. They're originally for a Harley. And you can see here, I'll put this flashlight on it. Those mounts right there, I had to custom make those mounts to fit into, you can see that half ring right there. That screws on, which is Phillips screws, but it pinches in on this mount that I made, and that's the way the motorcycle mount actually is as well. So I just recreated it and fabricated it, made it so I had these 1/4-20 fine thread bolts bolt into it, so it's adjustable. You can that way pivot it a little bit, you know, to point it down or up or whatever you need. So that's all the wiring. That's all has to be taken care of still. I still got some fine tuning to do here. You can see that the body overlaps the grill. I'm gonna grind that so it's all flesh and clean. I know you won't see it because there's gonna be a radiator in here with this carbon fiber enclosure. None of it's really seen unless you look at it from the bottom, and of course I want it to be as nice as possible on the bottom. So it's all come together. Like I said, we also shaved the bumper, got it so it's a flesh, you know, it has more of a flesh fit to it. It's all 3/16 gap around the whole thing. So these I'm going to actually paint black. So the grill will be silver, aluminum color, upper and lower, but the headlight buckets or rings are going to be black with the car. So basically that completes all the body work. I just got to do a final blocking on it. If it blocks out perfect, then I can take it all apart and put some color on it, and then the body will be done. Inside here, I got to cut that hole out, weld in a patch panel, and then re-squirt the firewall, so that way the firewall is all smooth and just a blank smooth firewall. And what I'm going to start on now that everything is done for the most part up here, before I start blocking off the car, I'm going to work on this back bumper. So I want to get this back bumper squared away. If I have to change any of the body on the back of the car, I'll do it now and then repaint the back of the car. So hopefully I don't have to, because basically it's all that has to be done on it right now is just rub it out. It needs to be color sanded and buffed, and it's all good to go. But if I screw anything up with this back bumper modification, no harm, no foul. I'll repaint it. But other than that, that's about it. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with this front grille assembly. I think it turned out pretty good. Like Kirk was saying, it's kind of pulling the Gen 2 era Camaro into this Gen 1 car. So, which is exactly what I wanted to try to accomplish. So when it's all done, you know, the outside of the car is going to be the classic 69 Camaro with a lot of subtle updates and improvements, you know, like the seams filled in, this front valance, the rear spoiler, you know, how I chopped it down and laid it down, turned it into a 3-piece, got rid of that big old gap that's usually sitting right in there. Then the bumper's being tucked in. The locks, I shaved the locks, but I'm keeping the factory door handles. I didn't want to do the flush door handles. I like the factory door handles better, so that's what I'm doing. The interior is where it's going to turn into more of a Gen 3 Camaro, because the interior is going to be fully updated. Aside from the fact that the dash will still have the iconic 69 Camaro stock shaped dash, it'll just be Dakota Digital gauges in there, and there's going to be the carbon fiber bezel will still remain, but the outer portion of it is all going to be wrapped in leather, as well as the glove box door. What used to be the ashtray, that's going to be actually a computer module. That door will flop open, and there'll be the computer module for the EFI inside of it. So it'll keep the iconic look, but it'll have all the bells and whistles of a brand new car with the power seats, heated seats, power top, power windows, power locks. I got everything to make it full power, all the creature comforts. So, but yeah, that's about it. So it's on to the back bumper now. I'll leave the front end alone, let this primer cure for a little while. All right, see ya.